When leadership says, add 2 more regions, what breaks first on your side? The calendar, the bench, or the learner experience? If your answer is all three, then you are likely the person that's holding the delivery together. The uncomfortable truth is that most L&D teams do not fail on strategy, they fail on execution volume. Because 41% of L&D pros have reported that they are maxed out with zero backup. So when demand rises, your team absorbs the gap. We're talking nights, Slack threads, last-minute swaps, a producer running 2 rooms, a facilitator walking in cold. So on paper, the program launched. Great. But in reality, the risk moved on to its people. So staff augmentation versus managed services. You've heard the usual fix, right? Add a facilitator, add a coordinator, hire a contractor. Staff augmentation adds hands. Staff augmentation does not add an operating model. Managed learning services is a different play. So one strategic partner owns multiple functions: facilitation, design, logistics, administration, under one accountable system. So let me show you what this looks like behind the curtains, in the parts you spend your week chasing. So who's delivering? What version is everyone using? And what happens when the live session starts? That is what 3 pillars are: facilitation, design, and production. If you get those right, then you'll stop living in escalations. By the end of this, you will know what managed services looks like behind the scenes. You also have a quick score to judge the fit of your team. So let's start with the part that everyone sees. We're talking about pillars here. So pillar 1, my friend, is facilitation. This is the part that your audience sees versus what holds the standards. Your learners see a great session, right? They see the flow, the energy, the practice, and a facilitator who reads the room. But behind the scenes, scale rises or they just falls on 3 different actions. Facilitator matching. We're not just matching who's free, right? We're matching by the audience, the topic, the region, and the tone. Matching prevents cohort 8 from feeling like a different product than cohort 2. Then see readiness briefing, like the objectives, the timing, the activities, the risks, escalation paths. Briefings prevent that awkward moment where a facilitator learns the rules during the session. Then there are session standards and handoffs, like the opening, the transitions, the activity pacing, the chat and the breakouts, the closing, and then the handoff to the next owner. Standards create consistency across regions and across time. So, quick check-in here. If you had to swap a facilitator 24 hours before go time, would you feel calm or would you brace for impact? So here's the tell here. One facilitator goes out tomorrow, right? Do you still feel confident about the session outcome? Or do you hope the replacement figures out the flow? Because hope here, it's not a delivery strategy. So pillar 2, design. This one is the pillar that quietly breaks scale. Design failures, they rarely look dramatic. They typically look like drift. It's the same program name, but it's a different learner experience. So first, these are updates with a clear lane. So business changes, tools change, policy changes. Updates need ownership and a path. And without that, slides, job aids, and a facilitator notes drift out of sync. They stop matching the real world. So second, localization that respects context. Translation is just moving the words. Localization, though, is what truly matters. It's adapting the examples, the language, and the activities so that they land perfectly in a new region. And without that care, the learner experience will feel off, even if your facts are 100% correct. And then third, you need QA and version control. So you can think of this as like your guardrail. This means having one clear source of truth and one release process. You QA everything from the links and timing, accessibility, facilitator notes. Even the version control system ensures that you never have that late night scramble of asking, which deck is the final deck? So quick check-in here as well. If you pushed one update today, do you know exactly which decks, guides, and activities need the same change? Here's the tell. If the answer is, someone will track it, then the drift has already started. Now we are on to pillar 3, the production. This pillar is the one that prevents day of chaos. Production is the pillar that prevents all of this chaos. It keeps the class from turning into a tech incident. So at scale, 3 actions matter here the most: scheduling with coverage and redundancy. So this means that there's central scheduling across all of your regions and time zones with planned backups are already in place. And the result with this one is that fewer last-minute swaps and fewer single points of failure. It's pretty great. The second is going to be the run-of-show discipline. This one is the minute-by-minute ownership. So who launches the polls? Who opens the breakouts? Who monitors the chat? Who handles late arrivals? Who escalates issues? So the run-of-show stops becoming improvisation and it stays true to the process. So tech checks and live support with incident logging. That's the third one. With that one, you need pre-flight checks and live support during the delivery. But the key here is logging those incidents and reviewing them so that the same tech problem doesn't just keep repeating itself next week. Quick check-in here as well. If the platform glitches 5 minutes before the start, who owns that fix? Or does everyone's first instinct just go to the facilitator? Now here's the tell. If your facilitators run tech, manage chat, troubleshoot breakouts, and teach at the same time, your learners are paying attacks every session. So here we are to the fit score. Let's go ahead and make this one practical, okay? Go ahead and give yourself 1 point for every yes. And here we go. First, line delivery runs continuously across platforms, not one-off events. 2, single points of failure exist. One absence puts multiple sessions at risk. 3, quality varies by cohort, facilitator, or region. 4, leadership attention spikes when volume spikes. And 5, we will make this work shows up way more than here's the process. 2 points or more means that your team is funding scale with hidden effort. That is the moment a managed model, it earns a look. If you want to see this wonderful operating model in plain terms, then register for our live roundtable, the Inside of Managed Services Model, Scaling Without Headcount, on February 19th at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Then download the Managed Services Blueprint. It's a decision-led operating guide for senior leaders focused on learning outcomes and managing risk. It's not a delivery manual, and it's not a vendor pitch. And inside, you'll get 7 leadership decisions that help you separate deliberate scale from risk absorption. See where execution depends too much on individuals and quality risks before they escalate. So thank you so much for watching. Both the registration for the Executive Roundtable and the download for the Managed Services Blueprint are right there in the description below.
Okay.